Why is it all about taking action and how you can be missing opportunities by not taking action? Hey guys, I hope everyone is having a fantastic day today. And in this video, I just wanted to talk with you guys about the importance of taking action and how inaction could lead to missing out on opportunities, and the story and the lesson for myself, since I've experienced it today, of an example of what can happen if you don't take action and to seize those opportunities. Now, what is exactly taking action all about? Well, simply put, I think it means different things to a lot of people, and the level of taking action would simply be quite specific to themselves. So I think it's important to understand that there's no generalization here about what taking action is actually about, because for one person, what you do that is already taking action or outside of what you usually do, I would also say that that's also something that you're working towards. And for many people, taking action is a step outside of the comfort zone, right? Especially if it's something that is new that you're trying to do, or you're trying to learn, a new strategy you want to get into when it comes to investing. When you don't know about what you're getting yourself into, sometimes the fear or the risk that you might perceive it as could be actually holding you back from actually taking the action required to do what you need to do when it comes to that strategy, as an example. So what does this all mean? Right, and I think there's a lot to do with being self-aware and having the right mindset towards taking action, because a lot of people, in my opinion, the reason why they don't take action is because there's a lot of fear, as I say, around the unknowns and the risk, and not knowing whether they're making the right decisions. And a lot of it is decision based. We could quite easily fall into the trap of, let's say, analyzing a deal, doing too much deal analysis, and then waiting too long, and the opportunity might disappear. And I completely understand, because as a natural planner myself, I always want to plan out for the worst case scenarios, and I want to make sure that things are de-risked, or kind of think of different scenarios of what might happen, which some of the times is totally irrational, because 99% of the time the worst case scenario don't happen, though it is also quite important to be aware of that. So, and I think that's one of the reasons what holds us back from taking action at certain times, is because we want to not make those mistakes. And when not wanting to make mistakes is a higher priority than trying to get to where you want to be, then the disconnect that happens is that you end up not doing or taking the action that would lead you to get to where you want to be. And it's that disconnect and that conflict which could cause a lot of displeasure, or a lot of disappointment with how you're doing. So if you've got a goal, you set yourself a goal to accomplish a task, and you end up not doing it, then you're disappointing yourself, because in essence you have made a promise to yourself that you're not keeping. So that is not good, and that is the negative side of things. So definitely what I've seen with a lot of people, and even myself, is the more action that you take, which is the more things that you do, and usually it's the things that you have to do but you don't feel like doing, and there's some sort of resistance that's stopping you from taking those actions. But the more that you do, then the more opportunities will come, right? Because without taking the action, without taking the motion, you would never know whether what you're trying to do is successful or not. And like I said earlier, you could get stuck in becoming paralyzed with analyzing deals or decisions. So not making fast decisions is also a symptom of not wanting to take action and not being true to yourself. So, and the reason why I'm going through this in a bit more in depth is, you know, a little reminder to myself is taking the right actions and seeing that there will be results that do come. So a little bit of a story of a lesson that I've learnt, and it's actually today that it's actually happened, which gave me the inspiration to do this video as a reminder to myself and also to you guys how important it is to take the actions that you need to in order to succeed. Now, what am I talking about here? So what the story is basically I've been looking at auction properties for a couple of weeks now, as some of you guys may know, that I've seen my content, and there has been quite a few properties that I've picked out that I think might be good projects to purchase, whether it's for flip or whether, well, in this scenario it would have been to hold at the value and tenant for rental income. Now, this property was on the market at a guide price that was a really low guide price in my opinion, and for me, working out my numbers and doing a deal, stacking it, you know, doing my analysis on the property, I've had a number in mind where I was gonna be offering, you know, a max up to a certain point. Now, what ended up happening was that we kind of ran out of time in terms of getting the legal packs reviewed with a solicitor. I wasn't really pushing it because part of me was thinking that I wasn't going to, you know, win the bid, right? So there was a bit of hesitation there because I didn't want to do all this work and pay for all the fees for someone to review the pack and, you know, get all the stuff that I need to do, when ultimately I thought that I wasn't going to have a chance at winning this potential deal. Now, so what happened was then I stored and I decided, right, okay, I'm not going to offer on it, but I will keep an eye out on the auction day, which was today, to see what it actually sold for, to see whether my analysis of the property would have stacked up, or whether I would have not won the bid if I were to offer on it. And also the sign-up process was a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest, and so that became another barrier that I took it as myself as an excuse to not take the action, right? So I didn't take the action in getting the legal pack properly reviewed to start off with, even though when I did see it I didn't really see any issues, but you should get it done by solicitor. And secondly, I didn't take the action in actually registering myself onto the auction lot to bid, because, you know, there's lots of stuff that you needed to hand over as well. And come auction day, guess what happened? The property sold, right? And it sold for a price that was a lot lower than what I was willing to pay for it, which means that if I were to actually bid on it, I would have in all likelihood won the property, and I would have been on this video celebrating I've got my next project in the pipeline. But alas, that didn't happen, right? Because I didn't take the actions to get myself set up and put myself in a position where when the opportunity did come, and it did come in this case at a price that would have been a lot lower than what I thought it would have been, I wasn't in a position to take advantage of that to offer on it. And this has really made me think about actually what opportunities that we might be missing out purely by just not doing the steps or taking the actions or doing the one step at a time in order to, you know, build the next steps towards seizing the opportunities when they do come, right? So this was a massive lesson for me, and the feelings of regret in a way being completely honest, and a bit of disappointment in myself is, you know, just being honest is, you know, it's there, right? In hindsight, I should have done what I needed to do. If I knew that the numbers and, you know, modeling on it, I was quite confident that it was going to play out. You know, it would have been a really good deal and a really good one to have in the portfolio. So by not doing that, I essentially, you know, didn't put myself in the best position to succeed, and as an opportunity that was lost in hindsight. But what this lesson has given me was a bit more kind of a reminder, or you call it introspection, or a bit more of a revelation, in the sense that, you know, that doing the things that do matter in the long run, that moves you towards your goals, is just so important, right? And there comes a time where it's time to stop being too safe in that sense. Obviously analyze the risks, but once you've made the decision, it's to act quickly on it. And in this case, I wasn't quick enough to make that decision, and so I lost on the opportunity. But what I've gained in the process is newfound inspiration to make sure that it doesn't happen again, or, you know, next time I see something that is definitely a good deal like this, to take those actions, no matter what step it is, towards putting yourself in a better situation, and in a position where you can succeed. So yeah, here's a little lesson for me that I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm sure I'm not the only one here, and even people that are more experienced, or, you know, would miss opportunities, because at the end of the day, you can't get every single opportunity. You can only do what you can. But it's important to be able to be aware of this, and also reflect on your lessons and your learnings, and then come out stronger on the other side. And that's what self-development is all about. And for me, verbalizing like this in a video and sharing the lessons in this story to you guys, hopefully it helps give you guys a reminder as well, or a new perspective if you never thought about it in this sense. So that is why taking actions is important. And it's important to also remember that even if you do make mistakes, it doesn't matter, because there'll always be opportunities around the corner. So take those actions, no matter how small you think it is, and, you know, don't worry about it, and keep on moving forward. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope it has helped you guys. If it has, feel free to give me a like, give me a comment in the comments, and let me know if you've got a similar story to share where you missed out on an opportunity purely by not taking actions. I think it's always good to learn from other people and the lessons that they experience through. So yeah, I will look forward to seeing you guys again soon, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.